Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Can you do me a favor live on the air? Can you clean the lens without touching anything? Just use like fabric or something. It's getting streaky right here with the lights. We are at Mike's at the Venetian live for the San Francisco 49ers New York Giants game. Brock Purdy is going to fake the handoff, steps up into the pocket, delivers a beautiful ball. Not really. It could have been intercepted, but George Kittle turns into a defender. Better. Yeah, that's good. That's good. George Kittle turns into a defender right there. Takes the handoff and just throws that one. I like to see Brock Purdy taking some risks. We don't see that out of Brock Purdy a lot last season. He pretty much just kind of stayed in the pocket. I like seeing him be aggressive here early. Handoff goes to McCaffrey. McCaffrey makes a couple man miss and then gets up after getting the first down. And the 49ers going right down the field right now. And you got to think for Bill, and not just Bill, but Giants fans, there's been a lot of very, very legitimate concern right now defensively. I mean, you give up almost 300 yards on the ground within your first 2 weeks, and you gave up how many points to Arizona last week? This is a very tough game to bounce back from, but if the Giants can do it, they'll be back in business. They're going to pitch it to McCaffrey here, and he hits the hole going fast. McCaffrey looking like the best player on the field, probably because he is. So this is the bar that I grew up going to. This is Mike's. It's an Irish pub. Really, really cool spot. Downtown Miami tends not to have like Irish pub type atmospheres, but there's a little hole in the wall. 2nd and 4 coming up here under center for Brock Purdy. Fakes the handoff, looking deep. He steps up into the pocket and ends up getting sacked. And it was Thibodeau able to get there and disrupt the play. Thibodeau is supposed to be good. Drafted super high. I remember he had a concerning injury in the preseason his rookie year. And I think that's when it was something about the chop block. He was chop blocked or something. But he was able to bounce back, come back from that, had a good last season. He is definitely a force, and he wants to be considered one of the top 5, edge rushers in the league. Here he is coming around the other side this time, but this is a easy throw and catch right here. And the 49ers offense, man, it is just rolling. Now, we were used to 49ers not having the fastest of starts, but this one right here, this is a really good start, not just to this game, but to this season. The 49ers are off looking like the best team in the NFL. All right. Brock Purdy going to throw this one to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey able to pick up 8 yards, bring up 2nd and 2. We have Steve in the chat. Konnichiwa. Happy to have you in here, Steve. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. I mean, this has been a very, very long drive for the 49ers. And you don't want to go on a drive this long and not get 6. 2nd and 2, see if they can get closer. And they only get a yard closer. Goes to McCaffrey for a gain of 1. Here's a big 3rd down for the Giants. If you can turn their, touchdowns into field goals, you're giving your offense a chance to stay in the game. The over-under was at 43.5. I was like, dude, the 49ers might score 44.5 on their own. So let's see what happens here. They're going to do a QB sneak with Brock Purdy, and that's going to be good enough to move the chains. So another first down, and now they'll have about 3 downs to go, 9 yards. I think I want to have some chicken fingers today. All right, this is going to be a throw. It goes over to Debo, and Debo looked like he could have caught it, but he knew he was about to get blown up on that play. And the clock will finally stop at 8:56. I mean, this has been a very long drive. And it's only a matter of time. I mean, this is a very long and methodical drive that's very balanced. Don't forget that this team is capable of the explosive plays as well. All right, here you go. Brock Purdy going to throw it, and it was a thrown on the inside slant intended for Debo, and he almost caught it, but just great coverage by Eddie Jackson. I literally just said Eddie Jackson. I don't know why or if that's even right. If it is, I have no idea how that got into my subconscious. But the last name was Jackson. All right. Giants showing blitz here. And it is a blitz, and Purdy throws it, and it was almost intercepted. He just threw it up, trying to give Debo a shot to come down with it, and the coverage was very good on the play. The 49ers not able to get a single yard after that first down. They had 3 downs to get 9. They got nothing. So they're going to have to settle for a field goal. I'm not sure. Is Robbie Gould still kicking field goals for the 49ers? And yeah, that ball just sailed a little high. And the field goal is good. All right. Man, this has got to be like my favorite setup so far. This podcast should always be in a bar, in my opinion. So some of the stuff I was talking about with the Giants, I'll do this. Defensive stats 2023. All right, so we're going to look into the NFL stats here for a second, and we're going to go, let's go, okay, defense, yards allowed. Okay, so in yards allowed, the number 1 defense right now is the Dallas Cowboys. They've only given up 386 yards in the first 2 weeks of football. The New York Giants have given up 322 yards per game, 644 through the first 2 weeks. Not great. This is, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's middle of the pack. But what is concerning is that the Giants have not played tough opponents. They should be winning games like the Arizona game. That should not have come down to that. So, man, to think that they're just going to come out here and that they're going to bounce back against this 49ers team, the defense is going to have to be a factor. The defense is really going to need to step up and play better football. Last week against the Cardinals, They gave up 28 points to the Cardinals. I mean, they made what was his name? Romeo? No, not Romeo. Joshua Dobbs, something like that. They made him look like a future Pro Bowl selection. And then the week before that, they played the Cowboys, and remember, they lost the game 0-40. 0 to mother effing 40. And just looking at the box score in that game, see if I can see advanced stats. Tony Pollard had 142 yards in that game, and Dak Prescott was able to throw for 398 yards. CeeDee Lamb had 220 yards. That is insane. On set, yeah, it was targeted 17 times. So let's see what this Giants offense can do. We talked about Daniel Jones getting into a rhythm. No Saquon Barkley, missing pieces on the offensive line. The odds stacked against them on the road on the West Coast twice in the last 10 days. They have every reason to get demolished tonight. Let's see if Daniel Jones can step up and be the leader that you pay $40 million a year for. Because you pay that kind of money when you win in spite of all the odds being stacked against you, because you have a player that's special. Now, the Giants invested in the young man. Let's see if he can deliver on the road in this underdog situation. Nick Bosa on the field for the 49ers after a first down play is incomplete. 2nd and 10, under center, man in motion. They're going to flip this one to the running back. He's going to get to the outside. He's still on his feet. He looked like he could have turned the corner and got the first, but he goes out about 3 yards short. That was Breida. On the run. Mike Kafka, the Giants offensive coordinator, calling the plays here today. 3rd and 4. The Giants need to respond and get at least a couple first downs after how long that 49ers drive was. Shotgun, the ball snap, looking and firing, and it's complete for a first down. Hit Rondale Robinson on a quick slant with 7 minutes, 55 seconds left. Just a quick slant. Just a good read right there. Good job for Daniel Jones finding the soft spot of the defense, making the right read, and then throwing a good ball. 7.5 left in the first. Under center for the Giants is Daniel Jones. He fakes the handoff. Looks like he's looking deep, and he throws it to the check down after not seeing what he would like. And I think one of the shots that you'll see the Giants look for is Jalen Hyatt. We heard about him running 37,000 miles per hour in practice. He's supposed to be, a borderline Tyreek Hill type of speed to take the top over the defense, take the top off. This is a really good 49ers defense, so this will be the ultimate test to see if the Giants can actually do that. This is going to be a handoff to Breida, and Breida is going to get inches short just from the naked eyeball test. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to call 3rd and inches here. 6.5 to go. And wow, the Giants trying to QB sneak, and this is one of those rare times where it looked like Daniel Jones. We'll see where they mark it. It looks like they're going to say first down. This is as stuffed as this play can be. It looked like he wasn't moving forward. I'm surprised more quarterbacks don't get injured in these QB sneak piles with, these heavy bodies landed on them. And Daniel Jones takes the shot to the flats here. That'll be a gain of 4 or maybe 5 yards here. 5 minutes and 40 seconds in the first, 2nd and 6. Daniel Jones breaking the huddle. Shotgun formation. Number 23 checks in the game at running back. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Daniel Jones looks that way, doesn't see anything, steps up, keeps his eyes downfield, throws off to the running back that checked in, and that's going to be good for a first down and maybe 5 extra. And I'm trying. I don't know who this running back is, and his dreads cover his name. That is a good read right there by Daniel Jones. As soon as he started threatening to run, he made those linebackers have to come up and respect the dual threat of Daniel Jones. And then that opened up the halfback. Shotgun right here, 1st and 10. Daniel Jones looking, throwing to his running back, and this time it's going to hit him in the chest and just fall. Bad drop right there. That's why you catch with your hands. Robert in the chat, I hate both teams. Can we get a tie so nobody wins? And Steve said, we will see another devastating incident on primetime tonight. Hopefully now. And hit the thumbs up, help the algorithm. Appreciate you in the comments, Robert. And I guess I'm just always rooting for one thing when I don't have a dog in the fight, as they say. And that's a good game. I'm always rooting for a good game. This sounds super cliche. I'm rooting for, a healthy game with not a lot of penalties. I don't like seeing the game get stopped. And I haven't seen a single penalty called in this game so far, with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter. So far, a 3-0. We got a close ball game. Both teams are able to move down the field. Big third down here for the Giants. Shotgun formation. Daniel Jones checks the defense. Now the ball's snapped. He's going to throw this to the flats, and it's going to be well short of the first down. That's going to go for maybe 3 when they needed 6 or 7. And the Giants are going to try a field goal of their own. And you're looking at this as 4th and 3. You're averaging more than maybe 3 yards per play on this drive, but I like the decision to kick the field goal here. You don't want to, not reward your offense for that drive. 44-yard field goals right down the middle, and that is going to tie the game with 3 minutes and 18 left in the first quarter at Candlestick Field. We will be right back to see how the 49ers respond. So, some NFL news for today. Cowboys cornerback Trevon Diggs suffers torn ACL in practice, and he will be out for the rest of 2023. So we were just bragging on how amazing this Cowboys defense has been, and he unfortunately suffered his ACL in his left knee during today's practice. Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero both reported it. The injury reportedly occurred early on in practice during the one-on-one portion. Diggs was reportedly seen after practice using crutches, per the Dallas Morning News. Following an MRI, the Cowboys learned about the injury, which will keep him sidelined until 2024. A timetable for Diggs' return to play has not been established, but he is currently projected to miss the remainder of the current season. The Cowboys said in a statement obtained by NFL Network insider Mark Garofalo. And then Trevon Diggs did tweet or X a message out today. It said, "Thank you for all the prayers, and I appreciate everyone for checking on me. This is just God's plan. I will be back and better." Okay, but now Dallas has a massive hole in their secondary. the Cowboys had started Diggs and Stephon Gilmore on the outside. Remember, they bring in Stephon Gilmore during the offseason last offseason because the opposite side of Diggs was getting exposed. Okay, but Diggs was, Stephon Gilmore is a little bit older. He was still the cornerback number 2. Now you're asking Stephon Gilmore to come up and play that number 1 position with Deron Bland mostly manning the slot. And Bland actually led Dallas in interceptions last season and had a pick 6 in week 1. He could move outside into Diggs' spot. We have yet to see how Dan Quinn is going to adjust, but I know Dan Quinn, man, is going to have this team ready to go. Diggs or no Diggs, it is a major, major injury. It's a huge loss. It's a huge blow. But that does not mean the Cowboys aren't going to finish the season being a top 5 defense. So I just wanted to go over some of that news today. And Steve, you're right, man. That is a huge loss. And we are back in Candlestick Field getting ready to tee it off. And that was kind of cool. The football just blew off because of the wind. So the kicker ran over there and he like, you know how you kick a skateboard up? He did that with the football. He just kicked the bottom of the football and it popped up and he caught it. Honestly, he gets like 10 style points for that. 3:18 left in the first. 49ers eager to get back in the field if this ball ever gets kicked. And it's kicked. And this one's going to fall into the back of the end zone, set up Brock Purdy on the 25-yard line. You got to love what you saw from the 49ers on that first drive. Yeah, they weren't able to get a single yard on 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, and they end up settling for a field goal. But you're able to go on a drive that long and that sustained. You would like to see maybe 1 or 2 more explosive plays. I'm going to be looking for that early on this series, maybe even first down with a play action. And this is going to be a handoff on first down. Kyle Shanahan says, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And they're going to pick up 2, maybe 3 yards and bring up 2nd and 7. Three minutes left in the first and counting. And we're at 2:45. Brock Purdy in the shotgun, sending George Kittle in motion, then sending him back to the bottom of the screen. The ball is snapped, taking a throw downfield, and what a throw by Purdy. Floats it right over the linebacker. When he threw this ball, I thought, is this going to be picked? And that ball just had the perfect amount of touch, and Kittle makes a great catch. This is just Brock Purdy, man. A throw like that, I'm telling you, as a Broncos fan that's been watching Russell Wilson, it is that type of a throw that shows how comfortable Brock Purdy is out here. The poise and calmness he plays with that game is very Tom Brady-esque. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. That's why I have a Brock Purdy shirt. I'm a huge fan of just his approach to the game. I like that people kept saying, oh, he's a product of Shanahan's offense. Here we go. He's looking. He's going to throw this one, and this one just intentionally thrown out of bounds. But, yeah, you saw Purdy not get a lot of credit for what he did. And I said, that's stupid. It's not Kyle Shanahan because I named, 5 other backup quarterbacks that didn't have close to his numbers. He came in week 12, and the 49ers averaged the most points per game for the rest of the season. And he's never lost a game in his career that he doesn't break his elbow in. So, come on. It's been long enough now. 3rd and 8, Brock Purdy in the shotgun. Let's see if he can continue to prove the doubters wrong. McCaffrey looks like he's supposed to be involved in this play. And a quick throw to number 15. That is Jennings. And he comes up 3 yards short right there. So a minute 19 and counting. 4th and 1 coming up. Steve said every QB is a product of an offensive system, really. Exactly. And some offensive systems suck. Some offensive systems are great, and they'll give you that. But at the end of the day, like, you have to be able to make those plays on your own. And the punt is off, and it is. Great kicking coverage. It made a bounce. It looked like maybe it was going to go in. But honestly, the announcers are talking about what the 49ers did. I'm going to take a moment and say that was a great decision right there by the Giants to pick that ball up and run it a little bit. That was a really, really solid move. And Steve says it's all about if the quarterback can run it to success, I think. Sometimes they're just not right in that system. And this kind of goes back to the old conversation. Is the quarterback a product of the system, or is, or vice versa, right? And at the end of the day, they all need to be firing on all cylinders. One down, 5 to go. And hope Bill's all right. Sure, he's out here watching this game somewhere. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Bill. I hope that you're getting through this game. I hope you're happy with the outcome up to this point. Fitzpatrick, Steelers. Micah Fitzpatrick defense hit on Nick Chubb. We heard some people saying, especially the immediate reaction outside of Cleveland, was that this was an intentional hit by Micah Fitzpatrick to knock Nick Chubb out for the season. I got to say, I don't really believe in that. At the end of the day, football is such a bang-bang sport. It's actually really hard to, pinpoint a certain, ACL or MCL. I mean, yeah, players can do it. You can just throw your body, at a player while they're in an awkward position. But Micah Fitzpatrick comes out and says, "I'm not a dirty player." He said it's very unfortunate. It's a tough injury. Unfortunately, part of the game we play, I know there's people that thought I had ill will behind the tackle. It's not the case whatsoever. I'm a guy that's a competitor who's going to go out there and play the game. I'm chippy, I'm edgy, of course, but I'm not a dirty player. I'm not going to sit here and defend my character. I know the type of player I am. Chubb knows the player I am. I've played against him a bunch of times, 5 years, 2 times in a row. I love competing against him. Nick Bosa able to sack the Giants on their first play. Now remember, the Giants were backed up, so this ball went all the way to, it looks like the 1 or 2 yard line. This was a big sack right here. That's a safety. That's got to be a safety. That's a safety. That's not forward progress. They might get one right here. They might eat. All right, they pick up one right there. 2nd and 18. Now it's going to be 3rd and 18, and you got to be careful here. Probably just looking for some breathing room here to get the punter some breathing room right here. End of the first quarter, 3-3 here in San Francisco. If sweating is the body's natural way of cooling you off, then a beer dripping is its way of saying thank you. Have you seen those beer commercials? To me, they're the funniest fucking commercials. I mean, the way they glamorize beer. If you drink whiskey, you're a gentleman. It's like, dude, I just had my beer. Modelo's like, it's the will to fight that led us to making our beer. It's like, or you just guys wanted to get fucked up, and you were like, let's make a good beer, you know? Oh, man. So, Micah Fitzpatrick. All right, we got Steve in the chat. He said, what was up with the Bears news? Was there a raid or not? What was up with the Bears news? Was there a raid or not? Also, are Conor McGregor and Ryan Fitzpatrick the same person disguised as a simple beard, like Superman and Clark Kent? Honestly, I think it might be an alter ego. I think it might be. I I don't know why, but I feel like I can't confirm that I was just thinking that. But as soon as you said it, it was almost like you're reminding me of a thought that I had. I think we just telekinesis, because I totally agree. I totally agree. God. My beer's sweating. My beer's sweating. All right. All right. Chargers running back Eckler did not participate today in practice for all of you fantasy lovers out there. So, I mean, he didn't. If he's not going to play, that might be an issue. Looking at the fantasy football right now, we got plenty of people that are playing in different leagues around the world. Right now, probably the biggest player, Christian McCaffrey, as far as fantasy goes. I got Graham Gano, right? He's my field goal kicker. So I'm looking for field goals. Let's see what the Giants do here. A quick throw just to get the punter a little extra room. And the first play of the second quarter is to set up a Giants punt. And they're going to have to run off the field here. And look, the 49ers played the field position game really well. They're going to get this ball on the 50. Ronnie Bell, 7th round selection. Man, I think he has a brother that plays in the league as well. Ronnie Hillman is who I was thinking he reminded me of. Here we go. The punter's got a little room, but he's still standing in his own end zone. He's going to get this one off cleanly. The Giants are focused on. Ooh, what a punt! What a punt! Little bit of chippiness going on the sideline, but at the end of the day, it's football, no flag. You want some chicken fingers? Almost chicken finger time. So 4 points right now for Gano. Looking at Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle's got 2.5. Debo with 2.5. 10 points right now for the 49ers defense. 3 points for the 49ers kicker. And 3.9 points for Christian McCaffrey. Daniel Jones with only 1.94 points. Now we have a dude starting Daniel Jones in our league. This is hilarious. How come I never play the guys that do that type of shit? It's never worked out like that. And then he said, yeah, there was news highlights they seen about a raid on the Bears facility. I'm going to take a look into that at halftime. We're going to get to the bottom of that. So here we go. Under center, Brock Purdy's going to fake the handoff, and here's the explosive, and it's batted down at the line. Looks like Robinson got his hand up. Getting a little chippy right there with Trent Williams. Trent Williams, a dog on the left tackle. Best left tackle in the game. And I think that was Williams right here. No, that was not Williams. That was the nose tackle, actually. 98 getting his hands up. I love it. If you can't get after the quarterback, at least get that hand up. And looks like there is going to be a stoppage. All right. Shotgun for Purdy. Fakes it to McCaffrey. Slanted Debo, and he gets thrown down by the head. It was clean, though. No horse collar, no face mask. It just looked bad. Bring up 3rd and short. Try to punch that ball out. Good hands by Debo. That's a good play on the ball right there. Strong hands. Strong hands. So 3rd and 3. I mean, this is the 49ers MO. Now there's a flag on the play. Oh, Sean Hockley. Man, Sean Hockley, what happened? Sean Hockley used to be Jack. Sean Hockley used to be Jack. He used to be the strongest rep. Oh, it might be Ed Hockley. I think that might be his son. Second and 15 after the penalty. I guess it was 3rd and 5. Slant for George Kittle, and looked like it was a little close. Great coverage right there. Kittle banged up. Oh no. Let's take a look at this, see if he was early. Just a quick slant on Kittle. Let's see. Third and 15 with 13:48. Shotgun, no running back in the backfield, and it's a setup to a screen. And Debo making a move, gets to the outside, runs it. First down, San Francisco. The Giants doing a good job of preventing explosive plays here, but you got to know that a screen's coming on 3rd and 15. You got to know that it's a screen. '49ers just good. I mean, linemen downfield 10 yards making blocks. Those big guys downfield with a full head of steam. Debo's going to pick up the rest. Let's see what they do here. All right, so they run it with McCaffrey right up the middle, and McCaffrey's got 9 yards before he blinks. McCaffrey running the ball really well today. It's going to be 2nd and inches. That's just a good offensive line, man, opening up that hole for him. I mean, he literally ran 9 yards before he made contact with a Giants player. Shotgun right here, 2nd and 1. They're going to give it back to McCaffrey. McCaffrey able to bounce. Oh, man, McCaffrey almost able to get in. Starting to smell a tug. Just another giant hole again, and you mix that with the elusiveness. He's got some of the best ball carrier vision in the NFL. Breaking some tackles. Last week had 116 with 20 attempts. All right, so they changed the play here. Audible. They got Juszczyk in the tight end position, and they're going to fake the handoff. Quick throw. He's got to go backwards to get it, and the Giants are all over that. 2nd and 11. They're going to lose 1 yard. You want to see that ball get ahead of Debo. Not a good ball right there by Purdy. Second and 11. Just over 11 minutes left in the second. 49ers trying to go on a long drive for the second time, but get a touchdown this one. Second and 11. Shotgun for Purdy as we dip under 11 minutes. Single running back in the back. Man in motion to the bottom of the screen. Purdy looking. He's going to throw it to the check down. And that's going to be a loss of 2. So 2 negative plays in a row for the 49ers. And this is kind of the area where the Giants have really stepped up. This red zone type defense right here has been very good. I mean, they're not in the red zone yet, but it's almost like when the 49ers have less field to work with, they're not able to continue driving as easy. So here we go. Kittle lined up in the tight end spot at the top of the screen. And halfback screen goes to McCaffrey. McCaffrey puts on the – yeah. And that's going to be a first down. So 2 times in a row, it's 3rd and long. And 2 times in a row, it's 3rd and long, and they go with the screen. First time to Debo. This time they go to McCaffrey. So that's going to bring up a first down probably around the 20, 19, 18, maybe the 16, 15-yard line. Under center, there's going to be a pitch to McCaffrey. McCaffrey able to jolt himself forward for a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. John Lynch, the general manager for the San Francisco 49ers. Very, very active. Kyle Shanahan, longtime son of Hall of Fame coach Mike Shanahan for the Denver Broncos. And Ed McCaffrey, his father, played for the Broncos as well. Now his son is the coach, and Ed McCaffrey's son. Oh, that's got to be a face mask. Yeah, that looks like a handful of masks. And he's laughing about it, too. He's like, hey, man, I wasn't about to let him score because McCaffrey had that look. He had that look. If he gets out of this, nah, I mean, Williams was there. It looked like 91 could have tackled him. 93. Ooh, it's going to be offsetting. Offsetting. Was not expecting that. All right, so it's a scratch. Replay second down. 8:48 left in the second. 49ers. I mean, look, we're about to hit the halfway mark of the second quarter, and the 49ers have only had the ball twice. Both teams going on really long drives. So you got Juszczyk called for the holding. All right, so Kittle in motion. Shotgun for Purdy. Handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey thinks about bouncing outside and then just goes down for a gain of 1. So here we go, 3rd down. 8 minutes, 20 seconds, 3rd and 5. You got to be happy about this 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Christian McCaffrey tonight has already played 22 snaps, 45 rush yards, 25 receiving yards, on his way to 100 total yards in the first half. Let's see if he can get a touchdown. 3rd and 5, no running back in the back. Brock Purdy looking to McCaffrey, throws it deep to the end zone. Touchdown. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is. It's on the 11-yard line. This is in the area of holding, maybe running into the passer, roughing the passer. Let's take a look. Hockley and the supporting cast talk it over. 49ers continue to celebrate. Ooh, it's gonna stand. Touchdown 49ers. They take a 9-3 lead, 10-3 pending an extra point, and they finally get something. And Steve said, I think she was craving iguana fingers instead of chicken fingers. And then he said, huge hands. D is a huge dude. Ain't getting the ball out of those huge hands. Talking about that catch Deebo Samuel had, and then illegal fondling the center of the offense. I would love to just hear a penalty like that. Extra point is good, so we're going to update it. 10-0. San Francisco takes the lead, but can the $40 million quarterback respond with a touchdown drive of his own? 7:49 left in the second quarter. San Francisco 10, New York Giants 3. And honestly, let's just talk about it for a second. The New York Giants played in Arizona. All right. Then they decide to stay in the West Coast so they don't fly all the way back to New Jersey just to fly all the way back to San Francisco. They're missing offensive pieces. You know, they're missing their best offensive player in Saquon Barkley. If you would have told them, hey, it's going to be 10-3 with 7 minutes left in the second quarter, I think as a Giants fan, you'll take that, right? The over-under was only 44.5. So, I mean, the Giants doing a relatively good job of keeping them away from the explosive plays downfield. They're having to go on long drives, which in turn is limiting the amount of points they can score because it's limiting the amount of possessions. So really, Daniel Jones, all he's got to do is respond with a touchdown drive of his own, and we could go to the half with a tie ball game. I mean, that's a huge win if you're a Giants fan. But you just know at any point this game can bust wide open. You remember the Seahawks playoff game. The Seahawks had the lead at halftime. I believe it was 16-17. And the 49ers ended up winning the game 41 to, I don't know if they even got another point. I mean, it turned into a blowout. So the 49ers have been a second half team. They just wear you down with how physical they are. So, halftime, that's exactly what it is. It's halftime. But still, you feel pretty good about it if you're a Giants fan. This is awesome. They got a little Full House theme right now because obviously Full House was shot in San Francisco. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. Did I get to loving you? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world, everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart. All right, so here we go. 10-3. Time for Daniel Jones to respond. Still daytime over on the West Coast. Beautiful weather over on the West Coast, by the way. Not a cloud in the sky. Chris Collinsworth moves to Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels moves to Thursday Night Football. Curb Street moves to Thursday Night Football. So not quite the same nostalgia, but it's about half of the nostalgia with Al Michaels. All right, Daniel Jones, first play, shotgun, looking downfield, rolling out to his left, keeps his head downfield, and he throws the ball out of bounds. let's see what they call this. It looked like he underhanded it, but it didn't go past the line of scrimmage. George Kittle with still only 2.5 points. Deebo Samuel with 7.3. Now, I really need the Giants to get into field goal range, so Graham Gano can get himself another field goal. Let's go, baby. Move it downfield. 7:35, 2nd and 10. 49ers have the best pass rusher in the league, one of the best safeties in the league in Fumagalu, and then one of the best linebackers in the league, Fred Warner. This is a loaded defense right here. All right, under center this time, and it is going to be a fake. And downfield, able to get it away, and that's going to be good for about 7 yards to Matt Breida. And with 7.5 going, it brings up 3rd and 3. And this is kind of a big 3rd down right here because there's still plenty of time in the second quarter for the 49ers to drive down and get another touchdown, kind of start flirting with the idea of busting this game wide open. But if the 49ers, don't get off the field here, the momentum goes back towards the Giants. Let's see what happens. 3rd and 2 here. And Daniel Jones looking. Oh, no, he's going to get sacked right up the middle. Daniel Jones takes the sack. And Steve said, I'm about 3 hours south of you here in California. Well, I was actually just looking at the TV. I'm actually in Miami, which is like 30 hours away. I'm in downtown Miami right now because the Dolphins-Broncos game is our next game on tour. So Daniel Jones not able to convert on 3rd and 2. You would have liked to see him roll out of the pocket, try to keep the play alive. I mean, taking a sack right up the middle just doesn't really show the greatest awareness. And we're going to take a quick commercial break to ask. Did you get the chicken fingers? You did? All right, food is on the way, guys. Food is on the way. We got chicken fingers coming. Super excited about it. Garlic knots, that sounds good too. All right. So far, just fantasy football-wise, there just hasn't been much. I mean, you really love this. If you're not playing anybody in this game, you're really enjoying this because it's a good sign, that you might win. You got your Deebo Samuels, your Christian McCaffreys, your Brock Purdy's. You got these people you got to worry about week in and week out, and so far, there just hasn't been much points. Deebo Samuel, I think, is the leader right now with, it's probably the 49ers defense with 11 points, which is likely to come down. Or I don't want to say likely, but it very may well come down. So I am going to take a quick bathroom break really quick, and I'll be right back. Enjoy the scenery of the pool.
Welcome back to Santa Clara.
We're back. Brock Purdy under center throws it. Oh, intended for Debo, and this one's dropped. This one is dropped. Debo fantasy owners just hoping that the 49ers get some kind of explosive plays coming. And then Steve said, it'll be a close game. I asked Purdy not to beat them too bad for our buddy Bill. He said he'll try his best. I hope he remembers to flush. I never flush, ever. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so this is going to go to the halfback, and that's going to be a first down, actually. He took a big hit right by Thibodeau and also linebacker number 58, but he fell forward instead of backwards. He literally knocked him forward. He pushed the offense past the first down line, just like Kurt Kirkstreet said. And that was Mitchell. Now Christian McCaffrey checks into the game, and they're going to actually call it 3rd and inches. And I'd be shocked if it does go to McCaffrey. And it does. And McCaffrey able to bounce outside. And this is exactly what you knew he was waiting to capitalize. 3rd and inches. Everybody's going to bundle up and get right, plug up the middle. McCaffrey knows that he's the fastest guy in the field. All he's got to do is bounce it to the outside, and if he can get the edge, he could potentially take it to the house. Good angle pursuit right there by Deontay Banks, but McCaffrey's still able to do half of what he planned to do, and that was pick up more than 10 yards by taking it to the outside. Would have been very hard for him to get that inside. McCaffrey taking what the defense gives him. Shotgun for Purdy's going to give this one to Breida. Breida looking outside, and then he cuts it inside. Now we got a big play by Breida all the way down to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, 4:30 left in the second. 49ers moving. Good run there by Breida. I mean, he's got the speed where he kind of kept that edge rusher frozen right there and then cut it upfield. Debo in motion, going to the top of the screen, trips left. He's going to hand it off to Breida. Breida's going to get nothing on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Upcoming schedule for the 49ers, it gets easier against Arizona. So you're looking at potentially 4-0 for the Giants. They have Seattle, and then Miami, and then Buffalo. And then the Commanders. I mean, the Commanders are not a bad team right now. They're very similar to the Giants. So, I mean, look, if the Giants don't win this game, this could be easily turned into a 1-4 type team. Giants trying to hang on to their season. Oh, and the ball is tipped up in the air, and it's caught. It was caught. It was tipped up into the air, and Bell puts his eyes up, makes the play, brings the ball down with a smile on his face as we go to 3:05 left in the second. Shout out to 3:05, area code to Miami. That's where we're at right now. 3:05 left in the second quarter and counting. And this is just such a heads-up play right here. Just keeping his head up, and then having to catch that while getting tackled by McKenzie. Good job. And the 49ers showing a little trickaroo, but it's really just a run up the middle. And that's good for 4, maybe 5 yards as we get to 2 minutes and 25 seconds and counting. Second down, no huddle here for the 49ers. Ronnie Bell and Debo, the 2 players in the field. Juszczyk goes in motion. They don't have to snap this ball. They could try to jump them off sides. And that's exactly what they do. Brock Purdy not even sweating. 2 minutes left in the first half. So far, so good here for the 49ers in Candlestick Field. So Christian McCaffrey has had a really good first half. He's got 10.2 points. Let's see what happens on this drive as they get closer to scoring. We got Debo with 7.3, George Kittle with 2.5. 49ers defense still got 11 points. There's a team, Saquon D's, had to bench Saquon Barkley because of his injury and hope that Miles Sanders pays off. Mike Evans has looked amazing so far this season, which I think a lot of people are very surprised about. You know, I think a lot of people thought Mike Evans was going to have a down year because, you know, no Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, but no. Mike Evans has been going absolutely bananas to the point where I'm taking him over T. Higgins as my flex this week. I know it sounds crazy, but he's going to have to prove me wrong. He's going to have to prove me wrong. He looks really good, and it looks like Baker Mayfield kind of has that trust with him. So, yeah, definitely sticking with him. And it looks like our bucket of beers is hitting that halfway mark. We want to call it halftime. Elijah Mitchell on the bench has 5.4 points. Brock Purdy on the bench with 9.9. Brock Purdy having a pretty decent game so far. Let's see how he finishes this first half. All right. Here we go. 2nd and 5. 2 minutes left in the first half. Brock Purdy in the shotgun with Christian McCaffrey next to him. Sends Debo in motion. This time he hands it to Debo. Debo looking to get outside, cuts it back in between 2 players and comes up 1 yard short of the first down. 150 and counting. 3rd and 1 coming up. And, you know, the 49ers are looking to get this first down, continue to milk the clock down to a point far enough where the Giants don't really consider getting points of their own. Now, if I'm the Giants, as soon as they pick up this first down, I'm calling my timeouts. I am not going into the locker room at 17-3. It needs to be 6-17. It needs to be a 1-possession game. You got to give your offense time to go out there and make a play. 3 points is just not enough for one half. I want to see Brian Daboll be aggressive. Brian Daboll, one of my favorite coaches probably in the league. I want to see how he responds to the situation. There was a penalty on San Francisco that backed it up to a 2nd and 13 huge penalty for the 49ers. They throw a quick pass to McCaffrey, and that one is going to be tackled after only a gain of 1. So 3rd and 12 coming up, and it looks like the 49ers pending a really big 3rd down with not a lot of room to work. This is where the Giants have been able to get off the field. It's always been the open field that the 49ers are able to really pick the defense apart. We haven't seen that red zone offense be great. We saw a touchdown in the second drive. I mean, I guess they've only had 3 drives, but the Giants were successful on that first drive to get off the field. I'm excited to see it, what happens on this 3rd and 12. This seems like a really big 3rd and 12. 3 to 13 just is a lot different than 3 to 17. The Giants still have 2 timeouts. Clock frozen at 1:50. Shotgun for Brock Purdy. Kittle in motion. And this is going to be a quick throw in. Wow, Kittle. This ball was literally thrown perfect by Brock Purdy. This seems like not a big deal, right? But the way he threw this ball so that Kittle could turn his body upfield and fall forward is a big deal. And they got roughing the passer called on Williams, number 99. He landed with all of his weight on Brock Purdy right here. Now, it's all about the way you fall on the quarterback. You're not supposed to put all your body weight on him. You could make an argument that, that you like that rule or you don't, but it's the rule. 1st and goal, 1:44 left in this first half, second quarter. And you got to think the 49ers are going to score here. I mean, you got to be thinking that. And then Steve said, at least it looks like Barkley will return soon. Glad his injury wasn't season ending. And yeah, especially a person that just had that kind of a year last year where he fully bounced back from the injury he had 2 years ago. You want to see him able to stay off that injury carousel and just stay healthy for a 5-year period. So I agree with you.
Hi. Give the food a plug.
Yeah, of course. I love this place. Yeah, this is my favorite place in Miami. Yeah, I lived on Biscayne Boulevard. My brother owns the Mama Tribe bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're definitely in the business.
Yeah, we love it here, though. Yeah, we love Mike and Sarah. Yeah, they're great.
You want to hear a funny story
Yeah.
about your brother's place?
Yeah.
For the longest time, no people from here, late at night. And I thought the name of the place was Mama Tribe. And I just recently learned it was Mama Tribe. I went, oh my gosh.
That is so funny. Oh, man. We got the chicken fingers coming here live here at Mike's for the 49ers and the Giants. McCaffrey able to get in and score a touchdown, get himself 16 fantasy points going in to the end of the first half. So let's take a look here. He's got a total of 17.7 points in one half. 49ers take a 17-3 lead. All is well in San Francisco. So McCaffrey really having a day right now. And I know some people were worried about McCaffrey staying healthy as far as making him their first overall draft pick. So far, so good. McCaffrey's doing really, really well right now. Matt Breida, he's got 3 carries for 9 yards. Gary Brightwell has 1 carry for 2 yards. So as far as the Giants and their running game without Saquon Barkley, I mean, look at this. They have 12 yards. 12 yards, guys. They have 12 yards rushing in the first half. That is just not going to cut it. And when you look at total yards, the Giants only have 51 total yards. They're averaging 3 yards per play. The 49ers are averaging 6 yards per play. The 49ers have almost 100 yards rushing. The Giants have 12. And this is why I said take the 49ers plus 10 and take the over as well. This is exactly how the 49ers play. It's a close, tight game. They have 17 at the half, and then they wear you down. And by the second half, all of a sudden, the explosive starts, and next thing you know, it's 41-10. To me, this was a very easy pick. I want to be wrong on this. I want the Giants to come back into this game. Like I said, more than wanting to be right, I'm, rooting for a good game, not a blowout. So I hope Daniel Jones is able, with 140 left in the second quarter, to at least get 6 points and make this a 8-point game, especially because I have the Giants kicker.
I mean, you could just take one of each out.
New rule where you can call a fair catch. And that's what happens here. So here comes Daniel Jones. Ball at the 25-yard line. Daniel Jones, can he command this huddle and this team to at least a field goal? Quick throw. Gain of a couple. That was Campbell. 130. 130 left and counting, down to 122. 2nd and 8. And right over the middle, and that's going to go for 7. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. And now we're at 110. So you really would like to see a play bigger than 8 or 9 yards. Thank you. Here we go, 3rd and 2. And this is going to be a first down right here up to the 38-yard line. But now with 50 seconds and counting, they got to get a bigger play. They need more than 1-2 yards. $40 seconds left. Taking a shot, and it was caught. San Francisco was thinking that was going to be a push-off. He called a push-off right here. No, that was not a push-off. That was not a push-off. So now here we go. The Giants with that play are on the fringe of field goal territory. Shotgun formation for Daniel Jones with 32 seconds left, trying to get a field goal before the half. And they're going to use that space and throw it. And he literally just fell down. This is a bad mistake. Bad mistake. That is a bad mistake right there. He just tripped over his feet. $25 seconds left in the second quarter. Giants trying to make this an 8-point game. at the half. Second and 3. Second and 3. Daniel Jones throws the slant and it's dropped. That would have been field goal range. That would have been field goal range. All right, here we go. Third and 3. They've kind of shot themselves in the foot twice here. Let's see what they do on third down. Daniel Jones throws the ball. Oh, no flag on the play. 4th and 3. Now it looks like they're going to try a field goal. Here we go. 57-yard field goal. And it is up and good. Let's go. That's my fantasy kicker. Love to see that. 9 points from the kicker. And we got a whole half to go. What a great ending to this first half, making it an 8-point game. Giants able to stay in the game. Answer. I'm telling you, this makes a huge difference. "13 seconds left in the second." Kyle Shanahan looking at his play sheet, wondering what maybe he could cook up with 13 seconds left. All right, so with the updated stats here, the Giants now have 76 passing yards, only 88 total yards, still only 12 rushing yards on the day. So they're definitely feeling the void of Saquon Barkley. And now a flag comes out. It looks like Trent Williams is the player that is getting in a scuffle. We'll see what happened right here. Trent Williams clearly punched Robinson in the face. It looks like there's still some chippiness going on out there. But, I mean, you punch someone in the face, that's an ejection, right? Fouls on both teams. It can be offsetting. No ejection. We haven't seen that many, penalties in general in this game. We got some garlic knots at the table. Looks like the 49ers are just going to kneel it down like they intended to last time. But this time, they're able to get to the half. These teams, though, really, really chippy right now. Definitely, there's going to be some more fighting going on here in the second half. So 16-17 at the halfway mark. So far, it's been a good game. Both teams are able to capitalize on their possessions. 49ers more because they were able to get touchdowns. Right now, the Giants on pace for only 12 points. So, I mean, that's a lot less than the 34 points the 49ers are going to probably get. So 34 to 12 would be 46. That would hit the over for the over under. So I can't remember who gets the ball. Okay, so the 49ers started with the ball. The 49ers, they've only had 4 possessions. They got a field goal on their first one. That was a 16-play drive that took 6 minutes and 16 seconds. That was a long drive, right? And then the Giants responded with a 13-play, 49-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 26 seconds. So we had a 3-3 ball game. Okay. Then the 49ers go on a 7-play drive and have to punt the ball after only getting to the 50-yard line. Okay. So they started that drive. The 49ers started their drive at the 25-yard line. They got 25 yards on the drive, which means they punted the ball at the 50-yard mark and flipped the field. And that's what happened because the Giants started their drive on the 10-yard line when they took over for the ball. Okay. They weren't able to get a first down. They ended up punting the ball to the 49ers, and the 49ers get a touchdown on that drive. The Giants had a punt on their next drive. The 49ers get a touchdown on their 4th drive. And then the last-second field goal from Gano, 57-yard field goal, makes it an 8-point game at the half. So I would say, like, the glaring things of this game so far that stand out to me is the running game. 12 yards rushing in a major NFL. I mean, this is not – you can't have 12 yards rushing. I don't know how to say this, but you cannot have 12 yards on the ground. So I would like to see the Giants, if it's not Saquon Barkley, it's fine, but next man up. You know what I mean? You got to run the football. Couple screens, get McCaffrey going here. McCaffrey's definitely the play player of the game, if you had to have a player of the game at this point, it's definitely McCaffrey. I'm really impressed. I mean, McCaffrey's almost got 20 fantasy points in the first half. So right now we're watching the halftime show brought to you by State Farm on Candlestick Field. I mean, you can look at this both ways, really. I mean, if you're a 49ers fan, you can have every reason in the world to believe that you're going to pull away and that this game is going to get out of hand, right? But on the flip side, for the Giants, it's a one-possession game. You got to feel pretty good at being on the road. This is your hardest and furthest away game of the season. And you go into the halfway mark with an 8-point game. I mean, hey, there's worse places to be. There's worse positions to be in. Now, if you're Dable, it's time to get this team together and go out here and rally. So, I mean, what's the tale going to be? Tale two halves. What's it going to be? Are the 49ers going to come out here and dominate and surprise nobody? Or the Giants going to, because they're receiving the ball to start, do they drive down, get a touchdown in a 2-point conversion? Maybe they don't even go for the 2-point conversion this early in it. But without this running game right now, you would like to see Darren Waller more involved, more active. I want to see them try to get him in some space. They've been trying to work some plays for him. It just hasn't been there. This is probably the best defense, maybe besides Philly or Dallas, right, that they'll play all year. But Waller right now with only 2 receptions for 11 receiving yards. George Kittle, on the other hand, has only gotten 2 receptions as well. But total yards, the Giants have 88 yards. The 49ers have 242. So just because George Kittle's not having a big game doesn't mean somebody else isn't eating. But right now for the Giants, no one's really eating, right? They were able to get, a couple plays on that last drive because the 49ers were playing, deep. But drive in and drive out are the Giants going to be able to produce positive plays? Honestly, that sack against Daniel Jones, they're lucky that wasn't called the safety.
We're gonna take breaks here. We got
14 points. McCaffrey, man. If he keeps this up, he's about to have a 34-point football game. 34, right? I mean, this could get ugly. We got Star 6 Media in the chat. Best commentary I've ever heard and stories. Appreciate it. And then Steve said, have they said how long Barkley will miss? I haven't heard anything as far as the timetable. Obviously, because of the Thursday Night Football, they ruled him out really, really fast. But it was a Thursday game, so it's hard to tell. Like, would they have ruled him out if it was a Sunday game? Or is it just because it's a Thursday game? Or is this going to be a couple-week-long injury? The Giants' next game is Monday night against the Seahawks, so they are going to have the longest time for any team in the NFL before they play another game. So that's, that benefits the Giants. I'm reading an article from CBS Sports. This is to the surprise of many. Brian Daboll was not quick to rule Barkley out for Week 3. This Thursday Night Football game. So I think if he's truly a week-to-week recovery, we may see him back next week on Monday Night Football. I think that's very, very likely. And look, Giants have 12 yards in the first half. Like they need their running game to get going. They need that aspect. They just right now there's just no running game. And I know situationally, 1 out of their 4 drives they were backed up, so there hasn't been a lot of running the football because 2 of their 4 drives they've been in obvious passing situations, like to close out the second half and backed up on their 1-yard line. So I get it, but if we see the same thing in the second half as the first half, I mean, it's going to be talked about. Like, you can't have a professional team in the NFL and run for 24 yards on the ground. Like, you can't. You got to at least be in the 70s. But this defense is no joke. They wear you down. They're physical. They're running back out on the field as we speak, as the State Farm halftime show is getting ready to come to an end. But like, the Giants are starting with the ball. If I'm Brian Dabble, I'm saying, hey, the ball's in your court. You guys go out there, you punch them in the mouth. Let's run the football. Let's score and get the 2-point conversion and kick it off to them with the tie ball game. Right? They really got to set the tone here. Right now, the 49ers don't respect a running game. And honestly, that last couple series, there's a lot of garbage time yards. Are they going to be able to continue, to put up those garbage time yards, or are they going to be able to get some well-earned yards against this defense? I want to see them out physical the 49ers. I know they're not going to do it every play, but just a couple plays where you punch them right in the mouth and you run it right up the middle for 4 yards, and then you go right back to the same play, and then you get 3 yards. Can they do that? Can they really impose their will on one of the most physical teams in the NFL? We'll find out after this car commercial. Oh, that's good. That is good. Little Caesars hot and ready pizza. Man, Little Caesars used to be like $5. The other day I was getting some Little Caesars and they were like $22. And I was like, what the? You guys forgot your roll. You forgot we were only eating this because it was cheap. We never liked it. We needed bread. It's like if I'm gonna ball out, it's Papa John's, baby. It's gotta be Papa John's. What are you doing? What? I got my dog here with me. He's turned into a Miami mascot. Everywhere we take him, people are like, I want to take a picture with your dog. I'm like, no, drunk girl number 27. Woody, 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 Woody. Come here, bud. Oh, so here. He said, I'm just a little bear. He's just a little bear. Oh. That is your halftime mascot right there. Running out. Number 1 in the bar and number 1 in your hearts. That's Woody. Woody's a big supporter of the podcast. He's subscribed to all platforms. Never misses an episode. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Woody. What a trooper. Damn, that just said that the So far this season, 12 straight games with a touchdown, including playoffs. Longest streak in any team history? That seems like a weird stat. Quarterback comparison. Well, Daniel Jones hasn't had much, and Brock Purdy's been just a normal day in the office. I swear, this guy's not sweating. I don't think there's dirt on his jersey. He may not have to hit the showers after this game. This one is going to be a touchback. The ref runs out on the field, and now here we go. How will the Giants and Daniel Jones respond to this exact situation? I'll say it one more time, maybe even twice more. You paid him $40 million. You're down one possession. You have the ball in your hand. This is supposed to be what you do. The team paid you. They believe in you in the situation. Now, go out there and prove it. And here we go with a run on first down. And I'm sure running the ball was a point of emphasis going into the half. Only able to get 1 yard on that one. 2nd and 9. The New York Giants are the first team since 2008 to have less than 100 yards in the first half of each of their first 3 games. So this is a reoccurring problem for the Giants. But remember, they bounced back in a big way last week. So let's see if they can do the same thing here. Quick throw to the halfback who's running down the side, and he had nobody near him. I mean, that was an easy just toss and catch right there for 13 yards, first down, and that's what you like to see. You like to see the Giants able to go down and at least pick up 1 first down right away, take this ball to the 40-yard line, about 20 yards away from getting in fringe field goal territory. This is some good vibes going right now for the Giants. Under center, Daniel Jones is going to hand it off again, try to get to the outside, and wow, this defense is fast. Fred Warner uses his speed and tackles him a yard short of the line of scrimmage. This is just a very fast defense for San Francisco. You can see it is a point of emphasis. You can see that they're trying to call the run plays. But at the end of the day, the 49ers defense is so physical. They are in the backfield as Daniel Jones is giving the running back the football. The offensive line missing those pieces is hurting them, especially against this defense. Shotgun formation for Daniel Jones. Sending the running back in motion. He's going to run it. This is a design QB draw, and Daniel Jones able to pick up 4 yards on the play to make it a more manageable third down as we go under 13 minutes in the third quarter. And this is going to be a big play. You get this first down, you're in the fringe of field goal territory. You don't, you got to punt. You don't love the way that feels to start it off, and you don't trust your defense with the 49ers scoring of 2 of the last 2 possessions, scoring a touchdown. No excuses. You need to pick this one up. 3rd and 7, Daniel Jones in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, and he is scanning, and he's got a lot of pressure. He rolls out, keeps the play alive, throws the ball on the run, and it's incomplete. No flag on the play. 4th and 7, and they're going to have to punt it. Now, I like Daniel Jones rolling out of the pocket here. You got a lot of pressure coming up. You saw him take kind of a lazy sack earlier in the game, right up the middle. This time, he's able to bounce outside before that situation arises. But he did all the right things, rolling out, keeping his head downfield, keeping the play alive, throwing the ball in a, position for a receiver to make a play. But it's just great coverage, and a couple flags here thrown, and big tackle right there. Good kickoff coverage by number 47, Brown. We'll see what the flag is. It looks like it's going to be a block in the back. I mean, it looked like we saw kind of what happened as the flag came out. All right, I'm going to take a quick second, guys.
Slow down. 50 miles away is the
Dirty martini. Always love a good dirty martini. And Steve with the buddy. Happy to see Woody. He just got a haircut today. Woody just got his haircut. All right, so Daniel Jones so far on the day, 13 for 19, 105 yards passing, no interceptions, no touchdowns. And let's see, rushing wise, he's got 2 carries for 5 yards, averaging 2.5 per scramble. Nothing crazy. Let's see if the guy I'm playing has anybody. Nope. The guy I'm playing has Brock Purdy and Elijah Mitchell on the bench. I had to bench Kyle Pitts this week. I like Kyle Pitts. And ironically, he's playing the Lions, and I'm playing Sam Laporta instead. Sam Laporta off to a great start in Detroit. Got to go with Sam Laporta this week. Hoping DeAndre Swift also plays a big role in Monday night's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Super excited to be streaming in that game. A lot of streaming coming up, including Dolphins Broncos. All right, they're going to hand this one off to McCaffrey. McCaffrey able to gain 1 yard. And McCaffrey's just done a really, really good job today. Just 48 of 61 of his rushing yards came after contact. He's not only very elusive, he not only has great ball carrier vision, he's not only really fast, but he breaks tackles. He's got 29 plus scrimmage yards over expected. I mean, this is a broken play right here. I don't even know what happened. I'm not sure what happened. I think somebody just fumbled the snap. Kyle Shanahan not happy about this. I mean, look, you see this right now where the 49ers aren't able to be stopped. The defense stops McCaffrey on first down for only a 2-yard gain, and then they shoot themselves in the foot in their own territory. That's one way to let the Giants back in this game. And this time they throw it to the outside, and it's completed to Jennings, but it's going to be 1 yard short and backed up in their own territory. Now they're going to have to punt it. So New York Giants defensively comes out and does their job with a 49ers team that had scored on 2 of their last 2 possessions. Now, 1 yard short, we're going to get to see Daniel Jones get back on the field. I'm not even sure. He didn't catch that ball. He didn't complete this ball. Incomplete. looked like a catch, but after the replay, not a catch. And, oh, my God, he fumbled the ball. Oh, my God, he fumbled the ball, and the 49ers are falling on. There's a flag on the play. I thought he was calling a fair catch. It hit his hand and came out. Let's see what they call here. He called for the fair catch. They're going to call fair catch interference right here on Gene Charles. And that's going to be Giants ball. You can't do that. You can't do that. I remember the Broncos-Chargers Thursday night football game last year. That same thing happened, and it didn't get called. Steve said, I got a hair. Oh, God, Steve. TMI. TMI. All right. So after the play, there's going to be 10:56 left in the third quarter. Brock Purdy is going to have to come out and lead this team to a touchdown and capitalize on the special team mistake. And McCaffrey, too, able to steal a drive. I mean, man, they got really lucky. They got really lucky that it's not Brock Purdy in San Francisco taking over. In my head, I just totally forgot that fair catch interference happened. So with the fair catch interference, the Giants, man, they get away with one, but you still would like to see that ball be catched. There was interference, but still. The Giants with a 21-point comeback last week. Saquon Barkley was very, very responsible for that comeback. He had 17 rushes for 63 yards, 6 catches for 29 yards, and he played 65 of the 67 offensive snaps. 97% of the snaps. Saquon Barkley is this offense. Look at Daniel Jones's number with Saquon Barkley on the field. Look at him without Saquon Barkley in the field. If you're going to pay him $40 million, he's got to be able to do this without Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, the first player in Giants history to rush for at least 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 seasons. Hasn't been a more impactful player for the Giants in the last 4 years than Saquon Barkley when they drafted him, I believe, in 2018. Quick throw, and this is going to put him in field goal range right away. Quick throw to Campbell, gain of 8. Nick Bosa has been having a really great game, disrupting the quarterback. 2nd and 3, 10-15 and counting. Shotgun formation for Daniel Jones. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. He's going to take a shot to the sideline, and they're going to call the flag. They're going to get the flag. Intended for Darren Waller. We talked about the Giants getting Darren Waller more involved. Remember, Darren Waller said he was wearing number 12 this year. because he's the 12th sibling of his brothers and sisters. It's an awkward number. Not used to seeing him wearing it, but they got to get him more involved, and he's such a physical player. It's going to make the corners play more physical. They're going to get called for more pass interferences. Now they're going to hand it off right up the middle, and this is going to be a touchdown. Giants score a touchdown, and now the decision to go for two or not is going to be interesting. Go for two to tie the game, or you still got plenty of time. Bert said, sad you didn't respond to my email. I didn't see your email. I haven't checked my email. Dude, no one checks their email anymore. You got to text me. I'll look up for your email. I'm gonna find it right now. Bert and Burger. Burnt Burger. Josh Jacobs is mid. All right. Daniel Jones gets sacked. The 2-point conversion, no good. So it's going to be a 5-point game. And that is funny. Okay. So you can't say Josh Jacobs is mid. They were getting blown out. So they had to abandon the run game. I mean, of course they had to abandon the run game. That is so funny. We got to have you on for the podcast, man. We're in Miami for this week's game. Gonna watch another disappointing Broncos game, most likely. I still believe that we can win, but I'm also a psychopath. So it'll be really fun to see what happens this Sunday. So your score right now is 12-17. Giants hanging in there, man, doing the best they can to hang in there. Let's go ahead and update this. 17-12. 17-12. We are at Mike's. I told them I would plug it. This is Mike's on the Venetian. If you're downtown Miami on Biscayne Boulevard, this is located in the 9th floor of the Hilton, an Irish pub right there on the Venetian Bridge. Got the water behind us, just a beautiful location, and an awesome Irish bar inside. Very, very nice. Great owners, by the way. Great owners. And Bert and Burger said, I'm down to come to one. I would love to have you on. We should schedule one for a couple weeks from now. I will send you an email, so now I know that that's the best way for us to get in contact. I'll send you an email. I'm thinking maybe around week 5 or week 6, somewhere right there would be a good spot. But definitely be looking out for that email. We can argue about Josh Jacobs. What's your daddy? You guys are out of control this evening. Christian McCaffrey with 90 total yards and a touchdown. 10 minutes left in the third quarter, 5-point game. Brock Purdy getting ready to get back on the field here. And, I mean, look, the last time the Giants defense was on the field, they did their job. 3 and out. This is a good offense. This is going to be really, really difficult to continue to stop them. But you're going to have to get one more, right? Because you're down 1 possession right now. And you also lost 1 possession. So at some point you're going to need to get that possession back. All right. You guys are ridiculous. Now he's all about. I said he's a big email guy. I'll email him. I literally said because he's a big email guy. I'm about to fire all of you. All right, Brock Purdy in the shotgun, sending 89 in motion, fakes the handoff. Looks like he's taking a shot, throws it to the middle of the field. Deebo Samuel wide open, and then makes a couple man miss, stays on his feet, and he's still running. And he goes all the way down to the 35-yard line. Deebo fired up. We talk about his elusiveness. We talk about the speed. We talk about the hands, the strong hands on the catch he had earlier. How about his ability to break tackles? Look at this. He's able to get in so much space that there's no defender within 5 yards of him. And then after that, he just does the rest. It took 4 or 5 different Giant players to take him down. And they were looking for the shot here. They were looking for the shot, but look at Brock Purdy's ability to just settle down and throw it to the wide open receiver. Here we go. Purdy this time going down, and he's going to be sacked. Brock Purdy gets right back up. 8 minutes and 57 seconds in the third. Second down, Giants making a big defensive play. That's what they needed to kind of turn the tide right here. And Deebo looks like he's walking off the field here for the 2nd and 16. Interesting choice. 2nd and 16. Wouldn't be uncommon to see a screen called here, but without Deebo on the field, I'm thinking maybe we don't see that screen. And it's going to be a fake handoff, and he finds Kittle, and Kittle's going to be just 3 yards short of the first down, so they pick up 13 yards on the 2nd and 16. And Brock Purdy, man, looking very calm in the pocket, and that gets them into full-blown field goal range here. They were standing in the San Francisco logo midfield when he threw this ball. Now they're set up almost to the 30-yard line. Probably on the 33. Looks like the first down is going to be at the 30. They're going to call it 3rd and 4 officially. 7:45 left in the third. Shotgun for Purdy. He does a 3-step drop back and throws it in. That ball was not catchable. There is a flag on the play. Now, here's the question. Yes, it was holding. Yes, it was holding. But was this a catchable ball? If the ball is not even catchable, they got to pick up the flag. Let's take a look at this ball and see where it was placed. Let's see. So it was on Deebo. It looks like they're gonna call it. Oh yeah, he was pulling Deebo by his ass. He was grabbing his pants as he ran that route. I thought it was going to be towards the end of the play, and that's why I thought maybe they pick it up. But it was actually right when he broke on the route. Right away, he was grabbing his pants, trying to slow him down because Deebo was running right past Holmes. So 1st and 10 automatically. Brian Dable not looking super happy. Under center for Brock Purdy. Kittle in motion. McCaffrey in the backfield. And a direct pitch to McCaffrey. It was an interesting play because it was a pitch, but it wasn't a pitch to the outside. It was a pitch right up the middle. And Bert saying, yo, where TF is Rick? Rick actually had to work tonight, but he's going to be back with us very shortly. Excited to have him back. He should be back as we roll into next week's game. So he'll be happy to know that you guys are excited for him. I'm excited. 2nd and 6. Brock Purdy, 3-step drop back. Going to throw this one out to McCaffrey. McCaffrey uses great hands and a stiff arm to pick up the first down. And that's going to be a first in. Is that going to be 1st and goal now? Might be a 1st and goal here. No. They're still on. Looks like the 16. No, well, I'm done speculating. I think he might. They're either on the 11 or the 16. Oh, they're on the 14. Okay. Right up to McCaffrey. McCaffrey on 1st and 10 picks up 7. You almost wonder why don't they just do that every single play? And Star 6 Media, it's a secret. It's a secret. You'll never know. 2nd and 4 coming up as we go under the 6-minute mark. 49ers looking to punch it in and make this a 12-point game pending an extra point. Kittle in motion, Purdy under center. Be shocked if this doesn't go back to McCaffrey, and it is a pitch to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey bottled up on this play. Finally, the Giants able to get in the backfield, and then maybe the hardest player to open field tackle in the NFL. You see 41, the linebacker, able to make this open field tackle. Uses his speed to punch right through that A gap, but also doesn't get beat. Breaks down. A lot of times what happens is you'll see somebody over pursued up a gap, and then the running back just bounces at the outside. He did a good job of dropping his hips and making that open field tackle. Brock Purdy on 3rd and 8 throws it, and there's a flag on the play. It was intended for George Kittle. This is going to be an automatic 1st down. Brian Dable took his headset off, and he's screaming at the ref right now. Things are getting kind of crazy right now with under 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Every possession counts. We're having that kind of a game where every team is going on a 4, 5, 6, 7-minute drive. There's not that many possessions. Each possession counts. They're calling it illegal contact. This did not look to me like a good call. Dable is so mad right now because he knows that this is a gigantic penalty. I mean, he is screaming right now. Screaming. So that's going to be 1st and goal now here at the 8-yard line. Brock Purdy under center. McCaffrey in the backfield. They're going to send Debo in motion, pitch it right up the middle to McCaffrey, and he makes a couple men miss. I don't even know how he made those guys miss. He is so fast. You don't even – I'm used to the type of elusive where you see somebody make a move and get free. McCaffrey is the type of elusive where he looks like he's tackled. You don't even see what he did, and he's 5 yards downfield. Like, how did he get through those guys? Like, man. It's going to be a huge gender reveal, so be prepared. He'll be back soon, and his comeback will be epic. Brock Purdy fakes the handoff. Wow. Has to throw this one out of bounds immediately. Maybe more so a new team reveal if the Bears lose another game for him, LOL. And, man, I wasn't going to go there. Can we at least wait till we get him back before we start bashing the Bears, man? I mean, come on. Is he even going to come back if we keep doing that?
Well, that's the problem. 7-11.
3rd and goal. Brock Purdy, shotgun. And he's got to throw this one into the dirt. Brock Purdy avoids the sack. And now this will be an interesting call here because he kicked the field goal and it's a 1-possession game. Mike Shanahan is just going to take the points. He's like, look, a win is a win. All right? We kicked the field goal here. A, it's a chip shot. B, you're still putting the Giants in a situation where on the 49ers defense, you got to not only score, but you got to get a 2-point conversion. You kind of like those odds if you're the 49ers right now. You don't play with your, with your heart or your emotion. You play with logic. Logic says, make it a 8-point game here. Don't take a chance. And that's what they do. And it's going to be 20-12 as I'll update the ticker. It was cool. It was cool last year. I don't know yet. I don't know. We're going to wait for Rick to get back to see if we like that. I still like the hot zone. I'm thinking this year though, the 5-yard line. Oh no, we called the point of no return. And then the 20-yard line is the red zone. The 10 zone, within the 10-yard line is the hot zone, and within 5 yards is the point of no return. Just some terminology so you understand the channel for today. Just a reminder to like this video. It helps our algorithm and it helps the video get out there. It also helps if you comment on the video after it's been uploaded. And what helps more than anything is if you share this with your friends, the people you work with, the people you don't like, the people you do like, your family, your friends, your accountant, your banker, your pastor, your social worker, the guy that pumps your gas if you're rich. I don't know. Anybody, share it with the world. Let's get this podcast out there and get it to continue to grow, because we're doing really good right now. We're getting some good momentum going in here to the 25% mark of the season. And that's because of you guys. So give yourselves a round of applause. I said clap. So it's going to be 4:08 left in the third quarter. 49ers looking to go 3-0. New York trying to avoid starting the season 1-2. Now, when you consider the fact that they lost 40-0 week 1, they were down 21 to the frickin' Cardinals week 2, and they're playing the 49ers week 3. The fact that this team could be 2-1 is like, oh my God, talk about, I mean, people would say this is the worst 2-1 football team right now in the league. But this is the way the NFL works out. It's an 8-point game. The Giants can be 2-1. They have an entire quarter and 4 minutes and 8 seconds to get themselves 8 points, right? So looks like Brian Dable's still upset about the 2 third down penalties that they got, especially that last one on George Kittle. And the kick is off, and this one's going to be returned. First return we've seen today, and that is why we don't see him as much. This is only going to go back to the 19-yard line. Danny Dimes comes out onto the field with 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third quarter. The entire nation wondering if he's the real deal. First and 10. Quick throw to Plexico Burris. No, I'm just kidding. That's number 17, though. Man, I wonder what Plexico's up to. Haven't heard of Plexico Burris in a long time. Second and 8, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third. Brock Purdy on the sideline looking at his Microsoft tablet, trying to see what plays he could have done better. For right now, it's Daniel Jones' show. Shotgun formation, second and 8, 3:25 left. This is going to be stopped by the refs before the play even starts, and it's going to be false start, maybe on 73. Oh, it's going to get called on the wide receiver. That's Bellinger. Looks like he was in that tight end spot. Just a smidge flinch before the ball was actually snapped. You don't want to see that, punching yourself in the foot You're already playing a tough team. You already got some of these odds stacked against you. You know, do yourself a favor and go out there and play clean football. Shotgun formation again for Daniel Jones, and he's going to throw this one out, and he's bottled up immediately, and that's Robinson. He was still able to pick up 4, maybe 5 yards. 3rd and 9 coming up. Obvious passing situation, and also obvious punting situation. Now, like from this point in the field, if you punt them the ball, 49ers have to make 1, maybe 2 plays, and then they can kick a field goal and make it a 2-possession game. I cannot stress as we tick down to 2 minutes left in the third quarter how important it is for the Giants to move the chains here. Shotgun for Daniel Jones, and it is going to be a pass. He tries to evade the pressure. He throws the ball intended, but there's a flag on the play, and this might be running into the passer. This could be roughing the passer on Fred Warner, number 54. And if that's the case, it's going to be an automatic first down. This. So it's going to be holding on both teams, offsetting penalties. Forget it ever happened. 3rd and 9 coming up again with 2:27 left in the third quarter. Plaxico Burr is probably somewhere out there shooting himself in the foot. People don't forget. QB can do for this. And then Steve said, I myself really want to see what that backup QB can really do for the Bears. Remember, I told you I was impressed with him. I think he's going to be a starter really soon. If not with the Bears, with someone else for sure. And shotgun formation right here. And the ball downfield, they looked a little physical right now. 4th and 9 coming up, 2:22 left. And they're not able to get off the field. They tried to take a shot downfield right there to Darren Waller. It looked like Waller maybe even tried to get a push off right there, not able to get it. The Giants not able to pick up a first down where they really needed to get it. 4th and 9, clean snap, clean kick. This is going to be a fair catch. And the 49ers are going to take over at the 31. So here we go for the 49ers, a chance to really bust this game open like they normally do. So far, the Giants have done a pretty good job containing the 49ers in that type of in that aspect. As we tick down to the end of the third quarter, still an 8-point game. Yeah. So with 9 points right now for Graham Gano, it's going to be a kicking type of game for the King of the North. That is one of my league's teams. Debo Samuel has 12.5 points. George Kittle has 6.8. Once again, the kicker for the 49ers, Jake Moody, has 8 points. And McCaffrey has 20.6 points. Daniel Jones with 5.22. Not really a big splash kind of game right now. The score right now, there's only been 32 points scored. Remember, the over, the numbers were that the 49ers need to win by 10.5. So right now the Giants are covering the spread. And the over-under was at 44.5. Right now, 32 points have been scored. I expect this game to cover. It'll be interesting to see if the 49ers go down and score. All of a sudden, they're very close to that 44.5 mark, and they will have a 15-point lead. So I think a lot of people are expecting 49ers to pull away late. That's kind of the 49ers' MO. This is kind of what they do. So, just keep an eye out for that. Saquon Barkley. We've said it a couple times, but man, really, really an important player on this team. All right, so Preston Jones, Brock Purdy's high school coach, in the crowd today, looking super proud. He's like, I'm on TV right now. Let me throw on my shades. That's right. I was Brock Purdy's high school coach. Put my name on the screen. I'm coming, Notre Dame. Interesting to see San Francisco call their first time out. But they do. With 2:13 left in the third, the 49ers call one of their timeouts. Right now, Brock Purdy's head coach checking his phone on TV, and I guarantee you the text messages he's getting are that he's on TV. It's a circle. So here we go. 1st and 10, Brock Purdy under center here. Fakes the handoff, throws it to the other side. This time George Kittle, and George Kittle able to pick up 9 yards on 1st and 10. 2 minutes and 4 seconds and counting. Of course, Brock parents, Sean and Carrie Purdy, are in the crowd. They're always in the crowd. And that is just really cool to see. I remember I made that video of Brock Purdy's dad, and he attends all these games, right? They're really good parents, big fans. 2nd and 2 for the 49ers. And this time it's going to be a pitch up the middle, and this time it's Mitchell. And Mitchell's going to take it to the 47-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the 49ers. Purdy, 18 for 30, 223 yards, 1 touchdown. Zip interceptions. That means he's playing a pretty damn close to perfect football game. John Lynch has got to feel pretty impressed with his team in general. I mean, offense and defense, special teams. There's nothing that this team is really lacking. The offense is able to drive down and get points. The defense is able to, hold teams to a few points. The special team doesn't make mistakes. I mean, this is just, you're seeing continuity. We talked about this earlier with Dan Campbell, or Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. I said, I think Dallas's defense is going to be better than people think. Why? The continuity of Dan Quinn not taking a head coaching job, deciding to stay in Dallas. People underestimate how much it benefits the personnel staying in a system for a long time. We're so used to seeing a team succeed like the Eagles last year, and the offense and the defensive coordinator get head coaching jobs on different teams. You kind of restart and reset. In that way, it's kind of like college. You do so well that you lose players to the NFL draft, but in the NFL, you do so well that you lose your coordinators to head coaching jobs. Okay? So as far as the 49ers go, their personnel is exactly the same. This is the continuity, the same kind that Dallas's defense is experiencing. That's why they're the number 1 defense in the NFL right now. I think the 49ers 2-0 start is they're just kind of picking up where they left off last year. There's no growing pains right now. Under center for Brock Purdy, hands it off to Mitchell, and Mitchell able to gain 1 yard, and it looked like there was a late throw on the play. Like I said earlier, this game has gotten chippy at times. It looks like defensive tackle Davidson hurt his elbow. He tries to get up and walk up the field. The trainers tell him to take a knee, go back down. Dable looks like he's still upset about that 3rd and 3.
Gentlemen, good shame.
41 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Senior Vice President and General Manager Joe Schoen is in attendance tonight. That's a far way to travel to get to the game on the road. Cool to see some of the front office making the trip. And the president and CEO, John K. Mara, in attendance as well. If I was a president or CEO, I would go to all the games. And the clock continues to tick. Under 30 seconds in the 3rd quarter, Brock Purdy sets up with Juszczyk in the backfield. Then they go out all by himself now. Throws it to George Kittle. Kittle uses a strong stiff arm, and he is still on his feet all the way down to the 9-yard line. And now the 49ers, that was the last play of the 3rd quarter. We're going to go into the 4th quarter with the 49ers with a 1st and goal, looking to make this a 15-point game. 28-12. End of the 3rd quarter. Put your 4s up. Friday Night Lights. All right, so rundown of the stats right now. Daniel Jones, no interceptions on the day. Playing a clean game. So is Brock Purdy. We've seen both teams protect the football. This is really good for the Giants. We knew that, like, if they were going to have any chance of winning this game, they were going to have to protect the football. All the people that are rooting for the over to hit on the over-under need the 49ers to score a touchdown right here. The over-under right now set at 43.5. It opened up at 44.5, so only went down 1 point. I still think it's going to hit that original 44.5. 49ers are going to probably score right here, but they haven't had that much success scoring in the red zone. The only downside to that is even if they walk away from this with a field goal, they still have now made it a 2-possession game. So a field goal is, almost, as far as just winning the football game, a field goal is, to me, almost just as valuable. I mean, obviously a touchdown's your preferred amount of points, but you just can't underestimate how important a field goal is on this drive. If you're the Giants, you got to dial up those special blitzes. You got to take some chances here to try to get a turnover, punch the ball out. You got to have your team right now huddled up being like, hey, we need the ball. We don't need to stop them from a touchdown. We need the ball. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of time. If they kick the field goal and the Giants score, their defense will still have a chance to come out and get a stop. But they just haven't been able to stop the 49ers, in a manner where I would feel confident saying, yeah, the Giants can make a stop. Now, we've seen a couple 3-and-outs. We have. But this team wears you down and they run the football. So to just assume that that's going to be the case, not a preferable matchup right there. But we are going into the 4th quarter in San Francisco. 15 to play. Only 7:43 p.m. on the West Coast. Davidson is still being tended to on the sideline with that elbow injury. Brock Purdy in the shotgun formation steps up into the pocket and throws it, and that's gonna. We'll see what the flag is. They throw a flag on. It was intended for McCaffrey. It looked like McCaffrey almost came down with it. All right. Good defense right there by 41. It looked like McCaffrey was going to come down with this ball, and 41 just able to get a hand on the ball at the very end. First in 10 after the penalty, 4:55 in the fourth. Under center is Brock Purdy, hands it off to Mitchell, and this is going to be shut down 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And once again, it's McFadden, the same player that broke up the ball on that what was about to be a touchdown reception from Christian McCaffrey, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 12. So the Giants, they've been playing good red zone defense so far. For how good of a team the 49ers are defensively, offensively, I would say the Giants, they've given their offense a chance. But can they keep it up here on 2nd and 12? Shotgun for McCaffrey. Debo in motion to the bottom of the screen. McCaffrey sets up screen, and that was Mitchell, not McCaffrey, but it doesn't matter. The Giants defense is doing what they've been doing in the red zone, and that's coming up with big stops. This is going to be a 3-yard loss, and it's going to be 3rd and long. And now the 49ers, it's looking pretty probable that they're going to settle for a field goal, which we've seen a couple times now tonight. Dable really happy with what he's seeing. 3rd and 17, and this is going to be a throw to Kittle. And now they're going to have to do a field goal here.
Back to the 18-yard line, 4th down. That's when people were grabbing that upper middle. That's it, like 20 minutes. It turned out for a break.
36-yard attempt, 4th and 10. Charade didn't work. And the field goal is good. 23-12, 12:47 left. Can the Giants do it? Can the Giants come back into this football game? Is there a miracle in New York? Let's go to the box office score right here. Passing wise, the Giants only 118 yards passing. Boo. Boo. Not very good. 127 total yards for the Giants. That's not going to cut it. Let's take a look at the top defenses in the league. Right now, the Cowboys are the top defense in the league. Wow. The Cowboys are first in points so far this year, and they're first in points against, which means they're the best team in football. That's what it means. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. That's what it means. I'm not a Cowboys person. Every time I'm like, the Cowboys, they totally let me down. I'm not a big Cowboys guy, but let's be real. If you're number 1 in points for and you're number 1 in points against, your team's doing pretty well. So what I was really trying to see What I was really trying to see was total yards. Man, I really wanted to see. Okay, so it looks like the Dallas Cowboys defense gave up 171 total yards. No, that's not right. Let's see. Best defense NFL 2023. All right, back in San Francisco. Foggy San Francisco. Golden Gate Bridge. Whatever happened to predictability? Milkman, the Paperboy, evening TV. Kick is off. And this one is going to be a touchback with 12:47 on the clock. Here comes Daniel Jones, the $40 million man. Under pressure tonight, he's 2 for 6 for 7 yards. No pressure, he's 14 for 17 for 111. He needs pocket protection. He needs his offensive line. I know that they're hurt. He needs these guys to step up and hold down the fort. Nick Bosa is the best in the league, but they need some guys that we don't know about to step up big right now. Shotgun for Daniel Jones. Steps up into the pocket. Able to avoid the sack. Flag comes out. Daniel Jones turns into a runner and picks up 7. 12:39 in the fourth. Wow, it's going to be a face mask on number 75. Azudu. Yeah, and it looks like he grabbed Fred Warner's face mask. Or no, that was 94. All right, 1st and 22. Daniel Jones backed up. He's going to throw this one. Oh, no. Was it? Oh, no, it was caught. All right, so a positive play. Pickup looks like 7. 12:16 left in the fourth quarter. Second and 13. Shotgun for Daniel Jones. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Fakes the handoff. Looking. Runs to his right. Has to throw it to the check down. And that's the thing. The 49ers are so good at swarming to the football that even when you throw those check downs, the Niners will let you have those because the Niners will swarm to the ball. They'll be there immediately. It'll still be a gain of 1. You can have the underneath stuff as long as we avoid the big play, and that's what the 49ers have done today. They've taken away the big play. They forced the Giants to throw the check down, and then they've made great open field tackles. Shotgun here on 3rd and 11 for the Giants. Seems like a must-have here. And you're going to throw it, and it's going to go off the fingertips of Darren Waller. And it's really, really unfortunate because he would have caught this with room to run. Not only would this have been a first down, but it would have been more. I mean, you got Waller running across the middle. You throw it a little too high. I mean, Darren Waller, you would like to see him jump a little more. I mean, I guess he jumped a little bit. But don't forget, John Gruden called Darren Waller the most athletic player he's ever coached. I'm sorry, but the you got to make that catch. Your quarterback threw it a little too high. Get up there and get it. So they got to punt the ball here to San Francisco, and this one's going to be returned from the 18-yard line. and he makes a couple men miss and ends up going down into 30, so a run back at 12 yards. And George Kittle awkwardly staring at the camera. Nothing new there. And the New York Giants are just missing something, right? This San Francisco team, they're really, really good, man. A touchdown right here, by the way, would bring the over to 42 points right now. Let's see what the over under is sitting at as we sit here right now. Fine, it's not going to tell me. McCaffrey still got 20 points on the fantasy football side of things. Really need Justin Fields to bounce back and have a big game in Kansas City this Sunday. Derrick Henry, he's been doing really decent fantasy wise. He's number 8 in all running backs in the NFL. Would like to see him have a game with multiple touchdowns, though. He's been in the 16, 17, 16.8 range, projected 16.8 this Sunday. I would like to see him break 22. That would just be a really good feeling. Devontae Adams, you feel really good about what he's done so far this year. Ranked number 17 out of all receivers. Fitting, since he wears number 17. Probably one of the pickups of the season, though, for me, Sam Laporta. Picked him up off waivers immediately. He's the number 4 tight end in the NFL. I told you guys to pick up Sam Laporta. He might have saved my entire season. And then Mike Evans. I mean, no one expected Baker Mayfield to be the boost Mike Evans was going to need at 29 years old or however old he is. We expected Mike Evans to maybe start declining a little bit. Not the case. Mike Evans is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and it's easy to forget sometimes, but I think he has proven that he needs to still be in your fantasy lineup. He's still talented enough where he needs to be flexed at least. Under center is Brock Purdy. I expect a heavy dose of running probably here, but they're going to throw it first down to Deebo Samuel. And this is strong running right here by Deebo. And this is great. This is classic Kyle Shanahan. And by the way, we got Deebo Samuel down, and we've seen Deebo deal with injuries almost every single year. It looks like he's holding his rib cage. Maybe he had the wind knocked out of him. He was running very strong. Anytime Deebo Samuel's down on the ground, you can almost feel the air get sucked out of the stadium. It looks like he's holding his rib cage. All right, so they're going to take an injury timeout as they look at Deebo. Kyle Shanahan already calling his next play, not wasting any time. Kyle Shanahan locked in. And then talking about Mike Evans, Steve said, not to mention he's awesome off the field as well. Class act, Mike Evans is. And yeah, I think a lot of times too, that's kind of the reason that some of these players can easily be forgetted, while people, think of Justin Jefferson, Odell Beckham, right? The swagger type receivers that keep up with the trendiest dances on TikTok, right? Mike Evans just kind of a professional, puts his nose down and produces year in and year out. Those are the receivers that fans tend to take for granted. But not me. Not this week. Not this week. Mike Evans is going to start this week. All right. So if you're just joining us right now, the New York Giants are down 10, but the 49ers are driving the football with 11 minutes left in the game. Looking like the 49ers are going to be able to open this game up. And this is kind of why just looking at the final score of a game doesn't tell the whole story. The Giants had a chance in this game, and they still do. They still do. But if the 49ers score a touchdown and you just turn the game on, it could be 30-12. And you might be thinking, oh, man, this was a blowout. You know, you wouldn't know that the Giants had a chance just, 3 minutes ago. All right, so Devo able to get up and walk off the field on his own power. Twisting his body a little bit. Looks like he might have just landed awkwardly. His torso got twisted up.
Kept his breath. He went into the tent just to be checked out, just to be sure. Tremendous effort now. It's 78 yards by himself. Yards after the catch.
All right. 10:30 and counting. Shotgun formation for Brock Purdy. Purdy throwing it to George Kittle. Kittle fighting for extra yards. 49ers breaking tackles, making it look easy as we go under 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. And we're seeing the 49ers really, really fight for each and every yard here. Good job by the Giants defensive line getting their hands up right there. They were this close from that ball getting batted down. I love that discipline by the D-line. If you can't get the quarterback, at least get your hands up. All right, it's going to be a handoff to Juszczyk on 2nd and 2, and he's going to get 3. Juszczyk tends to be good for 2 to 3 yards.
It's a not hurry to see a fullback in an offense anymore. 44 is a fullback. So many different alignments.
9 minutes remaining. And you're starting to see San Francisco eat up this clock, spend as much time as possible between snaps. They snapped this one with 3 seconds left. McCaffrey bounces it outside, then cuts back inside for a gain of 3. And now we go under 8:40 left. Too early for the Giants to call timeouts, but not too early for the 49ers to start running this clock out. He actually gained 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Deebo Samuel back out on the field. 2nd and 6, handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey able to pick up another 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2, and now we go under 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the clock continues to tick down. Like I said, too early for the Giants to call their timeouts. Not too early for the 49ers to drain this clock. I would be shocked if I don't see another run here. 3rd and 2, McCaffrey on the field. McCaffrey's having a day where you just got to believe he can get you those 2 yards. Maybe a snap and a quick throw to McCaffrey is what we'll see here. The snap, quick throw to McCaffrey, 1st down. Look at that. It's almost like we called that. First down as we go under 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Reset the downs and move the chains. Look at McCaffrey able to make a great throw right there, or a great catch right there. And then secure the ball going down, not let the ground disrupt that throw. He's got 5 receptions for 34 yards on the day now. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left. First and 10. It's going to be a run to McCaffrey. McCaffrey able to pick up 2 yards. And now another 40 seconds will come off of the clock. And 49ers doing a really good job right now of just draining the clock. Just continue to drain the clock. And all Dable can do right now is watch. I mean, they've dominated time of possession. The Giants have only had the ball 17 minutes. The 49ers are at like 34 minutes. I mean, it's like double the amount of time. And it's these long drives are going on. 2nd and 8, 2, 1. Ball is snapped with 1 second left. They're going to throw it. Purdy taking a shot downfield. Debo, touchdown. And the 49ers stab them in the heart. You're thinking, oh, you know what they're going to do? They're going to just continue to run the football. They're going to continue to take the clock all the way down. The Giants say, no, you're not going to keep running the ball on us. We have to make an adjustment. We're going to blitz. And as soon as they do, Kyle Shanahan's playing chess. I'm taking a shot to Debo Samuel down to the house. That is just what Kyle Shanahan does. He will run the football until you have to respect it. And as soon as you do, he's going to throw a stutter and go to Debo Samuel. And, I mean, that's just the talent this team has. They'll beat you in so many different ways. You got to commit to one way, and they'll do it the other way. 5:58 left, and now there's 42 points scored in the game. So now if you pick the over at the 44.5, all you're looking for is a field goal, and it hit. As far as the 49ers plus 10, that is going to hit as well. So things are looking really good right now for the 49ers. What a play. What a shot. Man, Brock Purdy, man, I just can't say enough about him. He just does everything right. He delivers good balls. Like he's just got his team in such great shape. I can't believe that there was a debate about Trey Lance this offseason. Like, get a grip. Like, just admit it. You just want to see, a more exciting quarterback. To me, a quarterback that can move the ball effectively is an exciting quarterback. Get in the zone. Auto zone. Get out the water. So let's do the math here. It's a 18-point game. Let's update the ticker. Update the ticker. 30 to 12. Jeez Louise. Hardly shocking. I was really rooting for the Giants, but hardly shocking. Don't worry, Broncos are playing the Dolphins. You'll get to fire your shots back at me. Next week, Thursday night, the Lions are playing the Packers. That's going to be crazy. That's going to be insane because I'm going to be at the motherfucking game. Let's go, baby. In Green Bay next Thursday, 1 week from now. God, this is getting crazy.
We're talking about Mark Bavaro, who are the Giants back in 1986 on Monday Night Football.
Mark Bavor. Daniel Jones throws a quick ball out to, looks like Darius Slayton. I think that's who number 86 is. They're going to call it incomplete. Clock stops with 5:53 left. I guess if you're the Giants right now, you're thinking a touchdown and 2-point conversion, but you're still down 10, even if that goes well. And then you start burning timeouts. And oh, damn! In 86, forward progress had ended. The ref blew the whistle, and he got popped. And that's going to be an automatic first down. It looks like Fred Warner was the villain on the play. And I think the ref saying, yeah, I blew my whistle. And that was Darius Slayton. And he wasn't happy about that. He was not happy about that. And they're going to call that on Greenlaw, number 57. Because Greenlaw just came in and delivered a blow. And you know, Kirk Kirktree just said something that was very true. He goes, he's tired of not hitting anybody. And that's true, man. These corners are making open field tackles. They're not even getting an opportunity to get down there. The 49ers are tackling so well that by the time the linebackers get there, these receivers are down. And it does kind of feel like he laid that hit because he's just tired of not being involved in the game. Like, let me lay a lick on somebody. 50 now they're showing blitz. Daniel Jones steps up, throws downfield. Great job by Daniel Jones, and they go back to Slayton. And Slayton still upset about that last play. John a little bit with the 49ers, and now Greenlaw slow to get up. The player that was called the villain on the play before for the late hit. Slow to get up. Let's take a look at the replay here. So they did show blitz. Daniel Jones does a great job stepping up into the pocket and then finding Slayton sitting down on that curl route right at the first down mark. It looked like he might have tweaked his ankle right there. Greenlaw looks like I don't want to speculate, but he was able to run off the field on his own power. It does to me, for the eyeball test, not a doctor, looks like maybe a tweaked ankle. I wouldn't even say maybe sprain yet. Some kind of tweak, maybe a low sprain. He's already sitting down on the sideline. So 1st and 10, 5 minutes left in the ball game. Daniel Jones, shotgun formation, not a running back with him for protection. 49ers show blitz, but they back up a little bit. That was a very good, they were showing heavy blitz, and then they dropped back into coverage. But then Nick Bosa was able to bring pressure as if they brought the whole house. That's because they were able to actually confuse that offensive line. This defense is so good, man. Just sitting here watching a full game, this is a very good defense. They're going to try to run a screen here, and that's going to be bottled up, man. I'm telling you, man, this defense is flying around. This is a Super Bowl team. The 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. The 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be 49ers, Bills. Or no, 49ers, Dolphins. It might be 49ers, Dolphins this year. These are going to be my overreaction next week's Super Bowl picks. All right, Daniel Jones throws the. Oh, it's going to be picked. It's intercepted by. It was Fumagalli. And it was a tip drill in the safety. We talked about it. We called his name earlier. We said he's one of the best safeties in the league. Derwin James, I got at number 1. I got him at number 2. Dable keeps his poise, tells his team, calls him over. All you can do. That was Hufanga, not Fumagalli. Fumagalli. What? Humafalga. He just reminds me of Troy Polamalu, the way he plays the game. He flies around. He's got a nose for a football. He's very instinctive. He's one of the best in the league. And it was as soon as that ball was tipped up in the air, I said it was intercepted. I didn't even wait because I knew he was going to catch that ball. 1st and 10, and now the 49ers take over, and it looks like they're going to just get a couple of yards away from field goal range, and then a field goal would be able to make the over hit. However, if they're not able to get a field goal made here, then this gets interesting. I mean, at this point, we're just looking at the over-under, right? I mean, the Giants are going to lose this game. They're down 18 points with 3 minutes left, and they don't have the ball. But I got to say, Brock Purdy's really been the story tonight for me. There's been a lot of really encouraging things moving forward that you've seen today. Brock Purdy's performance today is definitely on top of that list. When it was time to take shots, he was able to be aggressive. When it was time to make just the right checkdowns, he made those. He never tries to do too much. A lot of people have been very open about Brock Purdy just being a product of the system. Sometimes you'd see a young player try to overcorrect, maybe try to make a couple deep ball throws, maybe try to run a little bit more, do a little more special since he's not being rewarded for being boring. But it shows a lot of maturity that he's able to just stay in the pocket and continue to just do the right thing. You know, if you're winning, like he's won every football game he's ever started that he hasn't broken his elbow in. He doesn't need to change anything. What do people know? What do we know? We know nothing, right? I mean, he is just week in and week out throwing the ball for multiple touchdowns, winning football games, not turning the ball over. And this has got to be one of the top 4 defenses in the NFL. I'm really impressed with how this defense swarms to the ball and how they don't miss tackles. That to me is what's very impressive about this team. They are complete. There's a lot of teams that have one, Dallas' defense is good, but we don't trust Dak. I mean, Philly's, really good, but, they lost their offensive coordinator, and it'll be interesting to see if they're going to have to win on the ground behind that offensive line, or are they going to be able to throw the ball? Philly's a pretty complete team, so it's not a great example, but you get what I'm saying. The 49ers are as complete as it gets, and they're going to run the ball here with Mitchell. And I'm going to say something that might not seem like a big deal, but I'm going to say it. I love that McCaffrey's not in this ball game. And they're pushing each other again. And the refs are every play are having to break up some kind of scuffle. But I love that McCaffrey's not in this game. You know that McCaffrey's prone to injury. He's already won you the ball game. He's had a great day. He's done, right? He did what he needs to do. And if you're a head coach, you're already thinking to yourself, hey, start recovering, because in 7 days, we're going to have to get into another car accident. because that's what these players do, man. They get in car accident after car accident, and they get up and they do it again. If you haven't watched Quarterback on Netflix, I highly recommend it. There's an episode, I think it's called Tough or something like that, around episode 4 or 5. But it really lays out just how violent this sport is, and not taking an unnecessary risk with maybe your best player on the team is something I could get behind. San Francisco punts it with 3:20 left. This one bounces at the 3-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 5. So a really solid punt, 3:18 left on the 5-yard line. Let's go back in time. We're watching John Madden draw all over the screen right now. So cool.
First time the telestrator was used by the great shot.
Yeah, I love that telestrator, but here's our telestrator now. It's pretty amazing to think that.
That's so cool. They've never shown us how they draw with the yellow lines on the screen. Well, we just saw it I just saw it for the first time. That is really cool. Wow, that was really cool. And Steve said, "Yep, take him out once it's time. They'll need him healthy if to make the playoffs. Don't risk him getting injured." Purdy as well. And that's how this team's got to be thinking. This team has the ability to go the distance. So, and not only that, they took Daniel Jones out of the game. And now, let's see who it is. Taylor. Taylor, is that Tyrod Taylor? Is Tyrod Taylor? I think Tyrod Taylor might be the backup quarterback in New York. I gotta verify this right now. Stats, Giants. All right, Taylor avoiding the sack, throws it. Oh, he avoided the sack. 4th and 6. They're gonna have to punt the ball here. Kyle Shanahan's defense relentless. He can finally relax. On a short week, his team was able to get the win at home. I mean, it was a tough matchup. John Lynch came out of the booth. He's down on the field, feeling pretty good. You got another win. You're undefeated. You're one of the few winning or teams without a loss so far this season. Giants have to punt this one from their own end zone. This one's going to be returnable, and it's going to be returned. Now he's going to reverse field, cut back up field, and he's going to go down at the 50-yard line. And Giants out of timeouts. There's 2 minutes and 1 second left, so there's going to be the 2-minute warning called. If that play would have lasted at least 1 more second, it could have been just kneel downs. But now you're going to have the 2-minute warning stop the clock, and that might make things weird on 3rd down here. We'll see. Once again, upcoming schedule for the Giants. They have Seattle, Miami, Buffalo, and Washington. That's tough. For San Francisco, Arizona, Dallas, Cleveland, Minnesota. So San Francisco in shape to be 6-0, 6-1, 7-2. 7-1 is more likely. The Giants in shape to kind of have the opposite type of luck. And we go to the 2-minute warning with 1:55, and the fans start cleaning out the stands, and we will start cleaning out here as well. That was a great ball game. I hope you guys enjoyed me streaming from my childhood bar. This is the bar that I used to go to all the time when I was younger. It's one of my favorite bars in Miami. I've played literally hundreds of games of pool on these tables in here. It kind of feels full circle being back here for the Broncos game and shooting the podcast right here at Mike's. But yeah, for all you guys that tuned in tonight, thank you. Steve was in here. We had Star 6 Media in here. We had Robert in here, who was encouraging everyone to hit the thumbs up button. And once again, I appreciate that as well. All of you guys that have, been supporting this channel, big shout out to you guys. And a Miller Lite toast to the 49er fans. Congratulations on getting another win and continuing your win streak, being one of the few undefeated teams in the league, as Brock Purdy is not going to come back in this game, and it'll be Sam Darnold that is going to run the football here as they continue to run the clock out. But thank you guys very much for everything, just being in here. And Steve says, can't bash the Giants too much. They were in the game into the third quarter. Hopefully they get it turned around. And I mean, I think we learned last year that if there's anybody that can do it, it's Dable. It's just after they gave Daniel Jones $40 million, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure to be like, oh my God, we can't even turn this thing around and we're stuck with Daniel Jones. Things could get sloppy quick, but Dable taking this team to the playoffs last year and winning a game in Minnesota has definitely made it's going to be a little easier for him to sleep, because at least no one's going to be asking for a head coaching change, right? So San Francisco, 13 straight regular season wins, no more than one turnover in any game. That's the longest streak in NFL history. The 49ers have not, in their 13 straight regular season wins, had more than one turnover in any of those games. So this 49ers team, man, they are rolling right now. They're playing complete football, and just as important as playing good offense, good defense, good passing game, good running game, they are not making mistakes. You hear the term, oh, we didn't lose the game, we beat ourselves. Well, this is something that we haven't seen the 49ers do in their 12-game winning streak. They refuse to beat themselves, and they make the other team prove that they can get the job done. And so far, 12 times in a row, nobody is able to beat this 49ers team. 49ers get another dub here in San Francisco. Thank you guys for watching. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow for more predictions. Until then, take it easy and go Broncos. See ya.